You upload an image to ChatGPT and ask, "What's in this picture?" It gives you detailed descriptions, objects, colors, even emotions. It feels like the AI is seeing, but it's not. What's actually happening is far more interesting. Think back to 2022. AI could read and write text. That was it. It was pretty impressive, but limited language. Then 2023 hit, and suddenly AI could see images. You could upload a photo and get a description. That was revolutionary. In 2024, we got AI processing text, images, audio, and video all in one system. The pace of change is staggering. But here's what nobody's really explaining. What does it actually mean for AI to see an image? Because I'm going to tell you right now, it's not seeing, not in any way that resembles human vision. And understanding what's really happening changes how you think about what AI can and can't do. The technical term is multimodal. Multiple modes of input, text, images, audio, all processed by one unified system. But the word hides what's interesting. AI didn't learn to see and hear like developing new senses. It figured out how to translate everything into one language it already speaks, numbers and patterns. So if AI isn't seeing, what's it doing? So you upload an image. AI receives raw pixel data, millions of colored dots. Each pixel becomes numbers, red, green, blue, 0 to 255. The system looks for statistical patterns in those numbers that match training data. When it finds matches, it generates text descriptions using pattern completion from what we discussed in video 1. This is translation. Image patterns translate into text patterns. Sophisticated translation, but still translation. Not comprehension, not understanding, just matching patterns from one domain to descriptions in another. And that distinction matters. AI handles images and audio through one trick. Convert everything to numbers first. A photo, grid of millions of numbers representing RGB values. Audio, sound waves sampled thousands of times per second. Text, tokens mapped to numerical identifiers that we discussed in video 15. Once everything is numbers, AI applies the same mathematical operations across all inputs. This numerical common ground makes multimodal capability possible. Like translation between human languages, once you know the mapping, you can translate. Same concept, except the universal language is mathematics. In human seeing, light enters your eye, stimulates photoreceptors, and your brain processes visual information with context and memory. You extract meaning, you feel emotions, and you understand the implications. For AI, pixels convert to numerical arrays. Neural network detects statistical patterns. The system matches patterns to training examples. The outputs text based on similarity scores. These are fundamentally different. You understand what you're looking at. AI performs statistical matching on numerical data. This explains what AI can and can't do. AI maps everything into vector space, a multidimensional map where similar concepts cluster together naturally. Every piece of information becomes coordinates. Cat ends up near images of cats, near kitten, near feline. Not programmed, they share similar numerical patterns. Like GPS coordinates, except nearness is pattern similarity, not physical distance. Related visual and text patterns end up near each other in this abstract mathematical space. This emerges naturally from training on millions of examples. Clustering enables translation between modalities. When an image pattern and text pattern map to similar vector space locations, AI connects them. Pure statistical association. The system learned from millions of image text pairs that pointy ears, whiskers, and fur correlate with words like cat and feline. Those patterns ended up near each other mathematically. This creates the illusion of understanding. AI describes a cat accurately not because it knows what a cat is, but because pixel patterns matched training examples labeled with those words. Translation without comprehension. AI learns through massive training on image text pairs. The system sees thousands of images labeled a cat sitting on a couch, tabby cat indoors, feline resting. Over time, it learns certain pixel patterns consistently appear with certain words. Training adjusts internal weights until similar images and similar text descriptions naturally group together in vector space. It's not memorizing, it's learning statistical relationships between visual patterns and language patterns. This is why AI can describe images it's never seen. It matches patterns, not specific images. But pattern matching excels at recognition tasks, describing image contexts when matches your training data, extracting text from images using OCR, identifying common objects, animals, and landmarks, answering questions about images when answers come from visual patterns, transcribing audio to text. These capabilities solve real problems. Just understand what's powering them. Pattern matching, not comprehension. Pattern matching has clear limits. Counting objects accurately, AI estimates based on visual density, not enumeration. Spatial reasoning, left, right, above, below, that requires geometric understanding. Reading smaller, blurry texts, ambiguous patterns reduce accuracy. Understanding implicit context, cultural reference, subtle humor, detecting subtle fakes, consistent patterns can fool the system. These aren't bugs, they're inherent limitations of the approach. You show AI 7 objects. How many? AI responds approximately 5 to 8. Humans count by focusing attention sequentially. Object 1, Object 2, Object 3. AI doesn't work this way. It doesn't have sequential attention or no enumeration mechanism. AI estimates based on overall visual density. It matches multiple objects clustered together to training examples and guesses statistically. Pattern recognition identifies several objects, but can't perform the cognitive task of counting. The mechanism isn't there. Is the cup on the left or right of the plate? Humans will answer instantly. We build mental models of positions and compute geometric relationships. AI matches patterns but doesn't compute geometry. It might recognize cup and plate with high confidence, but determining spatial relationship requires reasoning that pattern completion cannot provide. It matches overall scene patterns to training examples, not reasoning about space. Everything AI does is pattern completion. We talked about this extensively in video 1. Multimodal AI hasn't changed this. It's the same mechanism across different input types. Text patterns complete sentences. Visual patterns matches the images to text descriptions. Audio patterns converts sound to text. Same engine, different fuel. Remember back in video 15, everything gets broken into tokens. Text tokens are efficient, about 4 characters per token. Images, it's about 500 to 2,000 tokens per image. It's dramatically less efficient. One image uses as much context as thousands of words. 5 images might consume 10,000 tokens. Token cost isn't just API pricing, it's capacity. From video 2, we talked about context windows, and this applies to all tokens regardless of the source. 100,000 token context window covers everything: your prompt, images, the conversation history, AI's response. 5 high resolution images consumes about 10,000 tokens, leaving only 90,000 for everything else. Images are token hungry. One detailed image uses as much context as several thousand words, so make sure you're planning accordingly. Understanding the strengths and limitations does help you apply multimodal effectively. Analyzing documents with charts and diagrams, processing screenshots and interfaces, creating image descriptions for accessibility, extracting information from receipts and forms, or transcribing meeting audio. These are scenarios where pattern matching delivers real value. Use text only when the task involves only written content, the speed and cost matter, you can describe visuals in words, or your context window is limited. You can use multimodal when visual information can't be easily described, extracting text from images, or understanding layout matters, or processing audio and video content. Don't default to multimodal. Use it when you genuinely need it. All right, 3 things to remember. First, AI translates images to patterns and matches them to text descriptions. This is translation without understanding, not actual seeing. Second, text, images, and audio all map to the same vector space where similar concepts cluster together. This enables cross-modal connections through pure mathematics. Third, Pattern matching has clear limits. AI excels at recognition, but struggles with counting, spatial reasoning, and implicit context. Know these boundaries. Multimodal AI is powerful pattern matching across different input types, not magical comprehension. Understanding this distinction helps you use these tools effectively. You just completed video 16 of Making AI Make Sense. We're building your understanding one concept at a time, from fundamentals to advanced topics. If you're finding value in the series, subscribe so you don't miss future videos. And if you need help applying these concepts to your business, that's what we do at Eau Claire AI. Visit eauclaireai.com. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.